Season 3 for the finals has decided to completely change the way that ranked works, and instead of doing normal cash out tournaments, we now have terminal attack. This has been a major talking point for the community. Either you hate it or you like it. Most people hate it. I'm kind of still on the fence about it. Definitely don't like it as much as cash out tournaments. But with that being said, we've got different playstyles, different gadgets and specializations that are kind of coming into the light that are perhaps a little bit better in terminal attack compared to cash out. So for those of you new players coming into the game, I want to go through my best class setups and loadouts that will help you rank up in terminal attack. I'm going to go through each class and I'm going to break it down by specialization. So starting off with the heavy class, on the first class, we've got the mesh shield for our specialization. This could also be substituted for the charge and slam depending on how you wanted to go about it. But regardless, the mesh shield is just an overall excellent pick. It's kind of like a get out of jail free card. You get caught in the open, boom, you pop up the mesh shield. You've got 800 HP to work with. Great for defending objectives, defending your team. It's an overall excellent specialization to work with. Moving into your weapon selection, for the mesh shield, I'm going to be going more of an LMG kind of range approach. I've got the M60 with a Lewis gun to swap. And then for my gadget selection, it's hard for me just to not pick the RPG. I think the RPG just does everything well. 140 damage and an AoE effect. You can blow open walls. You can access the objective. You can drop the objective. You can go from a rooftop object, like you can access from the roof. RPG just really does it all. There's no reason to just not take it. Up next, we've got the pyro grenade. I just like to have a little bit of a throwable on this class, a little bit more range to have access to. So the pyro grenade is just great for area denial, keeping people off of the objective, keeping people out of certain areas, and just, you know, overall just good area denial. And then the barricade, it's just phenomenal to have. It's basically an indestructible wall in your back pocket, and you can pick it up and redeploy them, which is very, very nice in terminal attack. You can block off a doorway. Oh, what's that? You don't want that barricade there. Pick it back up. You can reposition it. Just overall a great defensive gadget to have in your back pocket. Another very important aspect when setting up your classes is also to make sure you get the right gadgets in the reserve slot. So for some reason, if the M60 is just not vibing with me, I've got the Lewis gun. I've got perhaps a shotgun to swap out, just depending on how the match is going. And you know, if the reserve weapons aren't really vibing with your playstyle, maybe swap out the shotgun for a flamethrower. Maybe you want to use a melee weapon. Definitely feel free to kind of mix and match to your specific playstyle. But this particular class works pretty well for me. I have different options here for weapons with how I want to go about it. I've also got a mine, and I've also got the motion sensor. They recently gave the heavy class the motion sensor. It's very nice. Just, you know, terminal attack is all about just getting information. Getting information that's valuable to your team. You can locate where the enemies are for that round. Also having the mines in there, you know, maybe having a little mine defending one of the terminals. Again, kind of denying access to a certain doorway or entryway. It's just nice to have in the reserve. Moving over to our heavy hook class. So with this one, we're going to be using the new specialization, the winch claw. Absolutely love this specialization. It's super, super fun. It's a quick cooldown, so you can really spam it. It's okay if you miss it because you get it back in, I think, 7 seconds. So just go ahead and spam that winch claw. It takes a little bit of getting a feel for it, but once you get a feel for it, it's very, very strong, especially if you capitalize with your team or with these particular weapons, which I'm about to show you. I'm going with the shotguns on this particular specialization. When I hook them and they come to me, I want them to die. So I've got the SA-12 as an obvious, you know, kind of more user-friendly pick. You pump out 4 shots at a time, automatic shotgun. Also the KS-23. If you line up your shots just right, you can basically one-tap them in the face with the KS, maybe, you know, throw out the elbow a little bit, get a little melee in there as well. And it makes for a nice wombo combo. So I like running the shotguns with the winch claw, bring them to me, and then just destroy them after that. For the gadgets, once again, RPG, you can just really never go wrong. And then since I don't have the mesh shield as like a uh-oh kind of situation, like an I need help moment, I went with the double shield, the dome shield and the barricade. The dome shield's great, you know, full 360 bubbles, you know, that surround you up, down, all around you. But the problem is it gets destroyed very quickly, 350 HP. The enemy team can melt through that. So it does buy you a little bit of time if you're, you know, on the objective, if you're pushing through the open. It buys you a little bit of time, but it's not a 100% security blanket. So I've got the barricade there as well because, as I said earlier, it's basically an almost indestructible wall that you can pull out of your back pocket. You can place it, replace it. I think the barricade is just an absolutely top tier gadget. And then again, going over into our reserves, we talked about the KS-23. I want to bring a grenade with me in case I want to have some more range possibilities. So like a pyro or like a frag grenade, I think is a great option here. And then nothing wrong with having a mine. For maybe a more defensive round. If you have a lot of light players, you want to throw some mines, potentially pick up a free kill. And then the motion sensor, again, is just super nice to have on the objective, depending on how the round is going. If you have more of an aggressive team that they're just rushing the objective, you want to throw that motion sensor on one of the points and be able to defend or just locate the enemy. Again, it's about that information. Being able to have information is super, super valuable in terminal attack. Moving over to the medium class, I tend to play medium more in cash out. However, I do want to go over some terminal attack loadouts. Obviously, we're going to lose the healing beam specialization, so we're going to start off with the DMAT. This is my full aggro, just W key terminal attack setup. I'm getting height advantage. I'm looking for off angles to shoot down on people with the DMAT, or maybe flanking from underneath in the basement areas. You know, just I'm going for all sorts of aggressive angles here with the DMAT. Just, you know, really working those angles, working the cash out, up, down, left, right, whatever. AK, I'm just an AK enjoyer. I've always been an AK enjoyer, even when the FCAR was top tier. I still enjoy the AK. I think it has good recoil control. The bigger mag is obviously super nice. And then I think it even does well in close hipfire situations because you've got those extra bullets if you miss a couple shots here and there. AK overall just does great. You still got a couple bullets left in the mag to, you know, shoot an APS turret. You know, you can get rid of a bubble shield. It has a lot of utility, in my opinion, over the FCAR. For my swap weapon, I think the model 1887 is just a very solid weapon. You need to slow down a little bit more with your shots, kind of take your time, line up the shot, and you'll find that this weapon is very rewarding to use. It will destroy people. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of mediums running the model for their weapon. And then going over to my aggressive gadgets, frag grenade. I love the frags. They're very hard to see from the enemy's perspective. You can kind of hear them hit the ground, but they're very hard to see, and they do a lot of damage, 140 damage. And the best part, you literally get 2 of them. So frag grenades are great for clearing out mines, you know, pushing a fight, disengaging from a fight. Frag grenades, I think, are just all around very useful. I'm a sucker for the APS turret. Yes, they did nerf it, so it only blocks 3 projectiles, but I'm still a sucker for the APS turret. If I'm on the attacking team and I'm going to plant the bomb, APS turret is going to save me from an RPG. It's going to save me from a gas nade, a frag grenade, like all these random things coming my way. So I think the APS turret is a very valuable object to have. Obviously, you can substitute this out for more grenades, or, you know, we'll go into the reserves in a second here, but the zip line, again, another one you could substitute out, maybe the jump pad. You don't necessarily have to have mobility, but like I'm saying earlier, this is my aggro build, so I want to get high ground. I want to move around the map as quick as I can, so the zip line allows me to do that. Moving over into the reserve, we got the jump pad, the gas grenade, and the data reshaper. The jump pad, obviously, you can substitute that out for APS, and you can go for zip line plus jump pad for maximum movement. That works really well with the model, I would say. The gas grenade, if you want more area denial, if you want to be able to close down a certain area, a pocket of a room, or the actual objective itself, the terminal, then the gas grenade is great for denying objective area. And then the data reshaper, still playing around with this, but if you're on the attacking side specifically, if you're pulling up to one of the terminals and it's just loaded with turrets and mines and just all the cringe, the data reshaper is here to make your life a little bit easier. Yes, you could just shoot all the gadgets, but you're going to alert the enemy team. The data reshaper can do this in a quiet manner. So still playing around with this gadget, but I do think there is some actual use for it in terminal attack as compared to the regular cash out mode. For my second medium class, this is more of a defensive, dare I say, ratty build. Of course, we're talking about the Guardian turret for our specialization. Weapons, I'm keeping it pretty much the same, AK in the model. Feel free to mix that up to your own personal likings. For gadgets, on the defensive side, we're definitely going to want to go with mines. You can pick from gas, explosive, and glitch, so mix and match however you want. I still like to have an actual grenade, and I feel like the gas grenade is probably still a little bit better than the gas mine itself, because you choose when the gas goes off, because the enemy can preset off your mine before they access the cash out. So they pull up, they shoot the gas mine, it's going off, and then they go and plant. Well, if I got the gas grenade, I choose when the gas is in the area. So I feel like the gas grenade is still pretty useful to run. And then obviously the explosive mines, the glitch traps are fantastic to have for a defensive setup around the terminals. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the glitch traps, they just recently changed them for Season 3. It no longer is just a mine that lays on the ground. It activates when you run over it. Essentially, now it has a, I want to say it's like a 7-meter radius. I could be wrong on that, but the radius essentially creates a bubble. If you walk into the radius, it will attach to you with like an electrical tether. And this basically disables all of your abilities. And on top of that, it's just very annoying. It kind of scrambles your screen a little bit. And it's just very annoying. Sometimes, you know, because you can place mines on the roof. So sometimes you're trying to figure out where the hell this is coming from. You're getting zapped from the fucking roof. It's just quite annoying to deal with. So glitch traps, I think they've really bumped up the tier list as far as how valuable they are to bring. So definitely recommend giving those a try. Moving over to our reserve. The movement options can still be there if you need it. You know, a zip line or a jump pad. I talked earlier about the APS. I'm just a sucker for the APS. And then again, you can't really go wrong with the frag grenade. It's like an invisible bomb that's just you're throwing into an objective area, and you can either finish off a fight, detonate some enemy mines, maybe get a random kill. I think the frag grenade has a lot of really positive uses. Last but certainly not least, the light class, I would say, which is probably the most meta, most powerful, most commonly used class for terminal attack, including myself. As a medium main for the past 6 months on the finals, I have found myself playing light in terminal attack quite often, quite a lot recently. And this is the class I've been running. The cloak for my special. I don't find the grapple to be all that useful, and then my other class, we'll talk about evasive dash later. But yeah, cloak is definitely my preferred choice. I think it's just insanely powerful to be able to move around the map, to not be spotted. Yes, it does make an audible sound that can give you away, but if you just, you know, navigate your space, if you stand still, it'll, you know, the audio will go away. So there's just certain mechanics with the cloak that I've been navigating and learning, and it's been fun. Cloak is very strong. Primary weapon. I started out on the M11 because I really enjoy the M11. It's got that big magazine. It's great at hip fire. But recently I've been on the XP54, I like to call it the MP5. And this weapon shreds. I see why a lot of top tier players use this gun. It just melts people, and the best part is you can do it from a pretty far distance as well. So that's really cool. Yeah, XP54 I think is a great weapon. Another option as well is the double barrel. They recently buffed it this season, so it's a lot more viable now. And yeah, just running into somebody with the cloak and then just popping them, one-tapping them with a shotgun, and then just cloak and running away for free. I mean, it's pretty cheese, but if you want to climb, you know, this is it. This is how you do it. Let's talk gadgets. Stun gun, glitch grenade, sonar. That's my primary mix of things. Stun gun, this is a bit of a hit or miss for a lot of people, but I think in a tight situation where you get caught out, if someone shoots you in the back or you're in a 1v2, the stun gun can actually really help in those situations. It's not perfect, but like I said, it helps. Glitch grenade. We're disabling mines. We are disabling shields. We're just being annoying, right? We're disabling turrets. Turrets are huge in terminal attack. So the glitch grenade, you know, being able to just shut off that turret for a little bit and just focus on what you need to focus on. I think the glitch grenade is a fantastic choice. Sonar, absolute S tier in terminal attack. S tier, S tier, S++ tier. Yes, they nerfed the range on this recent patch, but it doesn't matter. You're getting information for your team, which, as I've said before in this video many times, information is just absolutely key. The crazy thing to me that they didn't nerf on the sonar, they nerfed the range, right? I think they nerfed it like 3 meters. They should have just nerfed the amount of grenades that you get. You get 2 of these grenades. Realistically, you should get 1, okay? But yeah, you get 2 of these grenades, so you can throw one on each terminal. You can throw one, completely miss it because it hits a bamboo stalk and bounces back the wrong direction, and then you have another one. So, I mean, it's just, again, the free information from the sonar grenade is actually insane. Moving over to reserves, I like to bring, you know, the pyro, just random chance that I need a pyro, or possibly you could sub that with a frag. And then I think the gateway is just super nice for extra mobility. I don't use it a ton on this particular setup, but I do a ton on my next class, which we'll talk about in a second. And then thermal vision. A lot of people use cloaking device in this mode, right? So you know how to counter that? With the damn thermal vision. You see them even if they're full invis. You see them crossing the map. It does have a range. It does have a range on it that you can't see past that range, but if they're within that range, guess what? You see them for free. They think that you're cheating because you beam them while they're fully invisible. Thermal vision is an extremely slept on gadget. Highly recommend checking that out. For my last terminal attack class, we're going with like a Marksman evasive dash kind of build. So we've got the dash for our specialization, obviously, so that just allows me to kind of move around, get in and out of tight, sticky situations. And then for weapons, I'm going with the recurve bow and the SR-84 sniper. Again, we're picking people off from a distance. We are being a threat from the tallest point on the map, whether it be the crane, the church, the big bamboo tower on Kyoto. Any kind of height advantage we can get, or long distance angles that we can provide support to our team. We're just popping shots at distance. That's the goal with this class. For gadgets, information, again, sonar grenades. There's no reason not to use this gadget. For the next, we're looking at the thermal bore. This is a new addition for season 3. If I am sitting on a roof and I need to help my team on the cache, or sorry, on the terminal, and I can't see them, guess what? I can blow open the wall now with the thermal bore. Boom, boom, I'm popping you. I'm saving the teammates. So thermal bore, it's just helpful for kind of breaking open a wall that you couldn't normally see past, and just being able to provide extra support for your team, you know, pushing through to a new objective or a new section of the map. I think the thermal bore has very valuable use. The vanishing bomb, since we don't have the cloak all the time to run, I think the vanishing bomb is just a good engage tool or disengage tool, kind of a get out of jail free card. Obviously, you can still get shot with the invis, but it just, you know, for certain situations, you're able to get yourself out of there quickly with the vanishing bomb. So I think it's really nice to have. Reserve. I do bring the M11 on this class in case I'm just, you know, not having a good round. I can't hit my shots. I'll just bring out the M11 and I can hopefully rack up a couple kills with that. And then the gateway I find is very useful in this class to bring. I might substitute out the bore, maybe the vanishing bomb. And if I need to get high ground, if I need to move around a little bit quicker, the gateway is an excellent choice to do that. And then the frag grenades, you know, like I said earlier, you just really can't go wrong. It's just extra explosive damage, area, you know, 140 damage, you get 2 of them. And it's just really useful for clearing out mines, because we don't have a primary weapon in this situation, unless you're using the M11, that can clear out, you know, turrets and mines and all that kind of stuff. So the frag grenade just kind of helps a little bit extra damage there. Yeah, I think it's a really solid class. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope that y'all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I am going to keep progressing in terminal attack, keep trying to rank up to that Ruby rank, but hopefully that these loadouts and these classes will help you do the same. Let me know if, you know, what classes you're running, if you would substitute any of the way that I have the classes set up. I would love to hear from you on what gadgets you find most useful, what specializations or weapons you find most useful in this mode. And yeah, I look forward to continuing grinding the ranks. Hopefully we can make it to Ruby. We'll see. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.